Yeah, welcome to Sidebar Convo, where the real talk happens on the side.
Good morning to all my entrepreneurs out there, my go-getters, my hustlers. Man, welcome back to the Sidebar Convo radio show. This is the place where we break down the conversations before the conversations that we have on the Entrepreneur Conversations on every Monday when we drop a new episode, and we using this Sidebar Convo to break down those episodes to give you an understanding of what we're going to be talking about on Monday's episode. So you know what time it is, guys, man. If you already have or you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to the Invest Media channel. Also hit on that notification bell so you'll be notified when any new thing drop on this Invest Media channel. Make sure you do hit all for notifications, and also, man, invest in hitting that like button. It's free to invest in hitting that like button, guys. But yeah, last week, man, I decided to go ahead and pre-record a couple episodes for the late night radio show. No pressure, just vibes. So I'm gonna be dropping that sometime in June. So I wanted to knock out a couple because I really supposed to been dropping that early May, but I didn't get around to doing it and what have you. So I wanted to knock that out. So I used last week to that time to be able to do that. So this week, guys, I'm gonna give y'all a double shot. So definitely get y'all glasses out, y'all shot glasses out. Go ahead and pour y'all a great, nice little drink because, man, we gonna have a great Sidebar Convo radio show. So today's topic is going to be one that every entrepreneur will experience at some point, right? Whether it's hate, criticism, doubt, or people question your vision. But you got to understand, the very thing that's discouraging you could actually become one of your greatest assets. And that's when you turn hate into fuel. The hate is actually an asset for you if you know how to, as an entrepreneur, turn that into an asset, right? So that's what we're gonna be diving into this morning, man. We're gonna be turning hate into fuel and how entrepreneurs can use negativity as a competitive edge, advantage instead of a reason to quit. So that's what we're gonna be talking about, guys. So the first thing is, success attract attention, right? One thing many new entrepreneurs don't realize is the visibility creates opportunities, right? And this the moment, right, where it starts, where when you start posting your business, launching your brand, sharing your vision, taking yourself seriously, right? So this is when people going to start paying attention to you slowly. Once you start getting into the algorithm and people starting to see your vision, you start to share your vision with people, your brand, your business. That's when you're opening up the doors to people and allowing them to come in to critique you, criticize you, even hate through their jealousy of seeing you want to invest in yourself, right? So you got to understand that. So people going to start paying attention to you, right? Sometimes support going to come, sometimes criticism going to come, right? So the thing is, you have to be able to decipher between hate and constructive criticism, because everything that somebody may be saying to you may not be hate. It might be constructive criticism, critiquing you, right? So it's not wrong with people giving you a real critique, something that's, they not seem like it's coming out being disingenuous and what have you, right? But it's a proper critique of your business, of how you can do things and what have you. So that's what we're gonna be. This the second thing. So we're gonna be talking about is hate versus constructive criticism, right? So you got to understand, like, not every negative comment is hate, right? Because sometimes we look at people comments, and we look at our comment section, we see what people say, right? And sometimes if you already feeling the way about a certain individual, you're going to take what they say as hate, but really it's constructive criticism, right? It's critique, something you can use to actually turn it into fuel, use it as an asset, right? But this is why it's important for you to understand, to recognize hate. Either they hating on you or it's constructive criticism, what have you. So real entrepreneurs learn how to separate what? Emotional attacks, jealousy, and constructive feedback. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, you got to be able to understand the difference, right? Because you might be missing out on a great piece or critique or criticism of somebody that actually is giving you some valuable gems, giving you some valuable information, but you taking it and receiving it as hate, when in all reality is something that you can use to help you or turn into an asset for you to be able to help you out, especially as an entrepreneur. It may be something that may be a small little critique of how you can do things far as your brand, your idea, or help you shape your vision, what have you. So sometimes people are trying to tear you down, right? Yeah, you do have people out there that don't want to see you win. You have people out there don't want to see you invest in yourself. You have some people out there don't want to see you become a better version of yourself, because now they feel like that you are becoming better than them, or you are trying to separate yourself from them and what have you. So hate comes at all different sizes, all different angles, and what have you, right? So oftentimes, they may be exposing a weakness in your product, your service, or your strategy, right? So if it's a fair critique or constructive criticism, right, it may be something along the lines, like I said, something about your product, like where you can add something to make your product better, or take away where it can enhance your product and what have you. Far as your service, what you may be able to add that they may know that is a demand in their area, or something within the market that you may not know that they've been studying, right? But you have the vision, you have the idea, you have the drive to be able to create this. So they might be able to give you something that will help you, right? So you got to be able to understand if it's really hate, jealousy, what have you, or it's constructive criticism, critique that you can use and turn into an asset for your benefit, right? And the next thing is, you got to stop seeking validation, right? Because at the end of the day, man, you have a lot of entrepreneurs who secretly want approval before they execute, right? At the same time, only approval you should be seeking is your own approval, right? You shouldn't be seeking validation for anyone, because at the end of the day, say for instance, if you don't get anybody to validate your idea, validate your product, your services, what have you, guess what? You're not going to be able to execute, because you're not going to be you're going to be wanting to quit at the end of the day, because you're not getting the validation that you were seeking or looking for, what have you. The main thing when it comes to entrepreneurship is executing, whether you're going to execute or not at the end of the day, because if you don't execute, guess what? You're not going to be successful as an entrepreneur, right? So that's an important thing to understand, right? So you have people, so you say, okay, who are they seeking validation from, right? You have some people who may be seeking validation from family support, friend support, community support, and what have you, right? But at the end of the day, it don't matter how much support you have. It's all about executing on the idea that you have created and trying to build and bring it to fruition, what have you, right? Because at the end of the day, guys, you can't scale support, right? So it really don't matter how many people you have supporting. If you have 1, 2, 3, right? Because at the end of the day, you have to execute as an entrepreneur, right? But entrepreneurship doesn't work that way, right? So many successful entrepreneurs, receive a little support in the beginning, because you got to understand, right? Some people wait on the sideline to see how serious you are. Some people want to wait and see if what you have is legitimate. Some people want to wait and see if idea you have is really going to take off. You have people that wait on the sideline, right? So then you got some that going to support you right off the gate, right out of the gate, while you still at ground zero trying to build a foundation, right? But that's the beginning part of it, right? Trust me, once you start going and getting everything and executing as an entrepreneur, you're going to see a lot of people coming in and support you. So that's why I say the support doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, support going to come. What matters is you executing on your goals, executing on your plans, executing on your strategies that you have created for your business and what have you, right? So the people who win are often the people who keep building without applause. So you got to be willing to build when you don't have support, when you don't have people applauding you, when you don't have people telling you good job. You have to continue to wake up, continue to put in work, continue to do all the things that's going to help you win as an entrepreneur, right? So you got to understand, do you need encouragement to stay consistent, or can you remain disciplined when nobody notices? Let me say it again. Do you need encouragement to stay consistent, or can you remain disciplined when nobody notices? See, that's very important. Can you stay disciplined when nobody notices, when nobody see what you're doing, right? That's very important, guys. So the next thing is using negativity as fuel, right? Because some entrepreneurs become distracted by criticism, right? Some you got some entrepreneurs out here that, they become hell bent on their comment section, see what people are saying, right? You got some entrepreneurs, some business owners, they get in the comment section, go back and forth with people and what have you, right? So that's distracting you from what you really supposed to be doing as an entrepreneur, right? So others become sharper because of it, right? If you are a person that can block out the criticism and what have you, the distractions of what people are saying and what have you, you're going to be able to make it. You're going to be able to turn whatever's been said into an asset to help you and what have you, right? So instead of responding emotionally, right, you want to improve your product, right? You want to improve your service. You want to improve your marketing. You want to improve your knowledge, right? So instead of responding, you want to start improving, especially when you can decipher the two between hate and constructive criticism. You're going to be able to take what you see from people that are giving you legitimate critiques, constructive criticism. You're going to be able to improve your product from it. You're going to be able to improve your service from it. You're going to be able to improve your marketing. That's why it's so important for you to have reviews when people are recommending your services, and when people are buying your services, right? Or booking your services, or people buying your product. That's why it's important that you want that feedback, that review, because you can see, and if it's something of a small critique, people will leave in a review. People may send you email like, hey, I love your product, but I wish you had it may have this ingredient, or you had this flavor, or I wish you wouldn't have added this and what have you. Whatever it is, you can take that, use that as an asset to make it your product even better. Take it to the next level. Your services, right? And your marketing. You have people out here critique you, but like, I love the way that you marketing your product, but if you it's a market right here, right for what the service that you trying to market. This group of people also need this, right? So you can use that, right? Improving your knowledge, right? You definitely want to stay up on the market that you're in, learning new things, enhancing your skill set and what have you. Very important, right? So use every doubt as motivation to level up, right? So the goal is in proving people wrong. And that a lot of times we get in this thing where we want to prove people wrong instead of doing what we need to do to level up as an entrepreneur, to get to execute as an entrepreneur. When you execute and when you building in silence and continue to move forward, you already proving people wrong. because people can see the results, people can see the work, people can see what you're doing as an entrepreneur, right? So that's already proving people wrong without even saying anything, right? So the goal is building something undeniable, and that's what you want to do. Don't get caught up in the banter back and forth with people that are hating on you. Use that as fuel, right? To turn that into an asset. Whatever they saying, whatever they doing, you can use it as an asset. Use the hate as an asset to even become better. Build something that's undeniable. Build something that people will love, what people will need, and what have you, right? So that's what's very important, guys, man. So you got to understand, man, why hate often follows growth, why entrepreneurs fear judgment. You got to understand how criticism can sharpen your business. You definitely got to understand how to stop depending on validation, and why progress is the most powerful response. Because at the end of the day, man, hate isn't something that, you know, is bad. Because look at it like this, guys. Over years, we look at hate as something that is that's gonna make us quit. We look at hate as something that is bad for us and what have you. No. What is the saying? If you don't have anybody hating on you, that means you're not doing anything right? So that lets you know right there, you are proving people wrong when you got haters. So use the hate from people to fuel you and turn that into an asset, and that's what's important. So that's what we're going to be talking about in Monday's Entrepreneur Conversation episode, man. Turning hate into an asset, and that's very important, man, to understand. We want to turn that hate into an asset, guys. So if nobody's supporting your dream tomorrow, would you still keep building, right? Because sometimes the difference between successful entrepreneurs and unsuccessful entrepreneurs is in talent. It's the ability to keep moving forward while being misunderstood. So, you know, you got to stay locked in, and let's go ahead and turn this hate that you have. So if you're an entrepreneur out there, you're just starting, you're at the beginning, and you have people doubting you, hating you, what have you, turn that into, use that as fuel to turn into an asset so you can win as an entrepreneur, right? And understand, you want to learn too how to decipher hate from constructive criticism, because you got to understand, constructive criticism isn't a bad thing when you understand it, right? Because you can use that to, like I said before, improve your product, improve your services, right? Improve your marketing, improve your knowledge. It's all about improvement, right? As an entrepreneur, you want to continue to get better and better and better and better, guys. So that's what we talking about on Monday, man. Thank y'all once again, man, coming through. Listening to another Sidebar Convo radio show for this Friday. Hopefully, man, y'all enjoy y'all double shot that I gave to y'all, man, because we're going to have a great show on Monday. And matter of fact, before I leave, get down in that comment section, guys. Get down in the comment section. Light that comment section up. Any questions that you have, I will read the questions, respond to them, and also some of the questions I might, answer them while I'm doing the pre-recorded of the Entrepreneur Conversation. Do it right then and there, right? Adding it to the episode and what have you. So get down in this comment section. Let's converse. This is what the Sidebar Convo radio show is for you to converse with each other. This is what the Invest Media channel is for, man. It is a safe haven for entrepreneur hub, you might as well say informational hub for entrepreneurs to come and get information, converse with each other. This is what it is, man. So if you're a new entrepreneur on ground zero, building your foundation, this is where it is, man. Go ahead and tap in, subscribe to the Invest Media channel, hit the notification bell, make sure you hit all so you'll be notified when anything new drop on the channel. And also, man, invest in hitting that like button, because it's free to invest in hitting that like button, guys. Thank y'all once again. Yep.